Good afternoon. I'd like to thank Mr. Bevington and Mr. Julian for taking the time to listen to us this morning, and thank you to the organizers for setting up this event here today. My name is Greg Holbrook. I'm the National Chairman of the Canadian Federal Pilots Association. I am an airline transport rated pilot myself, both rotary wing and fixed wing. My background involves both working as a Transport Canada inspector and as a Transportation Safety Board investigator. My comments here today are prefaced by an interesting little cartoon that I put on the front page, where two police officers are standing by the side of the road holding up a sign, "Honk if you've committed a crime." And the one constable saying to his captain, "Captain, this isn't working." This is essentially the situation we're in today. And not to make light of it by any means, but to encapsulate it in terms that almost anybody can understand. We're standing by the side of the road watching this happen, and we're doing nothing to prevent it. There's lots of talk about safety management systems being proactive and an additional layer, but I'm here today to tell you that that is simply not true. The implementation of SMS, safety management systems, began before the election of the Conservatives, but is an ongoing effort to dismantle traditional safety oversight. This is not an additional layer. Under SMS, Transport Canada inspectors, who are the members, the individuals that I represent, the pilots who work as inspectors at Transport Canada, and who are the investigators at the Transportation Safety Board, and also the pilots that work at NAV Canada, they comprise our membership. And what we're observing is that the Transport Canada inspectors under SMS are becoming increasingly a group of desk-bound system operators. They'll be inspecting no more than the paperwork regarding the systems that the airlines have put together for themselves. They won't be looking at the aircraft and the actual operation. They'll simply be examining the system that the airline documents for themselves. Under the proposed Bill C7 that has been prorogued and we understand may re-emerge, there were sweeping new powers that were included in that bill to make safety information secret and grant immunity to airlines for self-reporting safety violations. What we've seen is that basically reports go into this system and nothing comes out of it. There is talk from Mr. Gauthier about reporting something and years later still not being able to get any response back that something was actually done about it, that it was looked into and it was taken care of. The companies who have a safety management system are left strictly to their own devices to follow up on the reports, and they are able to determine in concert with their own corporate interest what the acceptable level of risk is for their operation. It's not a dictated safety standard. It's a flexible line that is going to be overridden by the business interests of the operator. And that will override the operation in terms of passenger safety, public safety, and the safety of their own employees in all respects. This is a plan about making it look good, making it look like there's a system in place to do something, while in fact the actual activities and actions of oversight will not occur. SMS is not about safety. If we go back to the documentation that Transport Canada put together in their service line plan in 2001, which is available in the public domain, the implementation and the proposal to implement safety management systems was justified to the senior staff based on saving dollars and reducing the number of employees, and ultimately reducing the Crown liability or the liability to the Minister of Transport. There was nothing in the justification for the implementation of safety management systems that was justifying it on the basis of safety. That was all the rhetoric and communication plan that was drummed up after they decided to do it. It wasn't done to improve safety. It was done simply to reduce personnel and save dollars. When we look at the aviation system oversight that we have right now, we have strong parallels between this and all other disasters that we're watching in our social safety net and the deterioration of it. We see a consistent pattern across government of oversight reduction in every area, whether it's food safety, product safety, aviation, transportation safety. It seems to be the flavor of the month with the government, and it's going on insidiously. And there's a lot of talk about things being proactive versus reactive. In my estimation, what we're doing here is we're creating a completely reactive system that is then going to rely on the ability of the particular department concerned to wage the information war after the disaster happens to absolve themselves from responsibility for the job that they never did in the first place. I think that's reprehensible. The fact that we have august individuals such as Justice Mashansky speaking out on the issues, on the lessons learned, and my esteemed colleague over here spoke to the Dryden Inquiry report and his having a sense of deja vu. In fact, Justice Mashansky spoke to the parliamentary committee and indicated that very sentiment, that when I look at the issues and presented to the government today and the issues going on in the industry, and he was talking from his aviation perspective, he felt that we'd come full circle again, and he was advocating an inquiry into this aviation safety in advance of the big accident. As somebody who's been involved in aviation safety for 30-some years, I really have a problem, and I really question, why do we always have to rack up the body count before we're willing to do anything about it? Why do we have to have this huge disaster before we do anything? And then there's this knee-jerk reaction to do all sorts of things that may or may not be well thought out. And then put our stamp of approval on it. There, we fixed the problem. But we never seem to be able to do this on an ongoing basis, although we relearn the lesson over and over again, and we wait until we have a major disaster to do it. We don't seem to be able to get a proper grip on fulfilling our responsibilities on behalf of the public on an ongoing basis. As somebody who's been dedicated to the public service for a large number of years, I have a huge frustration with that issue.